Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Can, and if I can, you can too. Today, we are going to be raising money for the Teamseas initiative. If you're unaware, I will have links in the description down below. But basically, we are trying to raise $30 million to get rid of 30 million pounds of waste in our oceans. Not just that, but it's really important. It's the day after Thanksgiving, so I just wanted to be thankful for everyone who supports this channel and use that to do some good. So I'm really excited. And today, what we're going to be focusing on is if you donate to Teamseas, I will be reviewing your channel. This can be a video, this can be the channel itself, this could be a thumbnail. I will be going deeper than I normally do in order to help raise money. In order to get this, the minimum donation amount is $5. For $5, you can help us raise money for Teamseas, and I'll take an in-depth look at anything you want me to on the channel, as long as it's family friendly and relevant, of course. I just need to put that out there. Obviously, if you do a more explicit channel, might be a little bit harder. But thank you everyone who was here earlier. I see Urban Van Life, aka Neil. Great to see you. I see that there was someone. It might have just been Neil as well. Yeah, it was under the Teamseas, but I'm really excited to be live here today. Just going to be enjoying it. I wanted to let you all know that I went ahead and donated $250 myself. That is my own contribution. I am repping the Teamseas hoodie, and I'm excited to be here. So I see Lolly and Harry with Trigaldo saying, "How are you?" I am good. Thank you. Getting some people in the chat here. So I will have a caption on screen that says, "I'm reviewing channels for any donation to hashtag Teamseas. Let's do some good." So that will be on screen. So yeah, that is what the thing is. If you donate, you can do so via YouTube. You should be able to see it in the live stream chat. This is the first time I've actually used this feature from YouTube. It's been around for a little bit now. So really excited. I see Wisco Ted saying hello, hello. Hello there, Wisco Ted. Good to see you as well. Really excited for this today because I think we're going to be doing so much good. And at the bare minimum, we are going to have some fun. We're going to live today. So the first thing I just want to talk about as we wait for people to just keep joining in is some of the changes that I've noticed on YouTube. So if you're unaware, while we wait for this, there's one thing you can do to see any new updates on YouTube, and that is by going to youtube.com/new. I'll also share my screen just so you guys can see that. Hello, Lolly and Harry. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy to have you here all the same. So what I'll do is I will maximize this. Hopefully everyone can still hear me. Let me know. So YouTube shows new features all the time with this link that I just posted in chat. And basically this allows us to understand what they are trying out. So as you can see, I'm trying out preview comments on posts. So you can scroll past anything on phone and it'll let you see it. As well as there's picture in picture on iOS devices if you want to try this out. It's really useful, especially when you're trying to get just more out of YouTube in general. And you can also sign up for user experience research. I've actually seen a few people get the opportunity to do some research for YouTube. So this is pretty much how you can try new experimental features. Now, the other day, I actually tweeted out about a feature that I noticed myself, and I wanted to just share it quickly here with you, is that YouTube is actually trying out a new feature now, which is about the most viewed parts of a video. Hello there, Rusty Graffiti Review said, "I found Drew from Nick Nimmin." Hello there. Good to see you. Uh, I cannot pronounce your name, but I definitely recognize the avatar. Good to see you as well, Rusty. Just here talking about some new features, going to be reviewing some channels for Teamseas, but this one I found the other day when I was scrolling. And basically, it's what sections of a video are the most viewed. I did link this video, and so I can probably link this tweet as well here in case you want to try this out. But this is actually a really cool opportunity for you to see, and I hope they actually go through with this feature. This is something YouTube's experimenting with, but it shows viewers what the most viewed sections are of a video. So as you can see, the intro has a huge spike, and then it goes here. It's very interesting because we can usually see this as a creator in the background, but never as a actual, As someone who is who loves viewing content, I think this is really interesting because you don't usually get to see this as a viewer. So I wonder how this would change people's viewing habits, especially with YouTube chapters. I think people could see, oh, they put a chapter at this point or at 5:58. That seems to definitely be a high profile area. So I'm very curious to what will happen long term, but I want to know your opinions. What do you think of this feature? Please let me know in those comments down below. Reminder that we are reviewing channels for Teamseas. So if you would like to have your channel review, all you have to do is donate to the link that is here for Teamseas on the chat on YouTube. It'll show up to me, and then it gives me an opportunity to take a look at some amazing channels, see what everyone is up to. So I'm really excited. If you can't already tell, I went ahead and donated $250 myself. Even if we don't get anyone offered to do this fundraiser, I'm still excited just to be here live talking, just having a good time. You know, I think that's one of the things that I'm very grateful for. For us here in the States, it was just recently Thanksgiving, so I'm just feeling rejuvenated. I'm in my Teamseas merch, and if you donate, just let me know what if you want me to take a look at your channel, a specific video, things like that. And speaking of which, Wisco Ted donated $5 to the Ocean Conservancy. Hello, Magic Flying Potato. Thank you so much, Wisco Ted. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let me know. Would you like me to take a look at your channel, a banner, a thumbnail, a video specifically for its SEO? Anything you'd like me to take a look at, let me know what you'd like. Thank you so much for donating to help out Teamseas. It really does mean a lot. Now, with that said, I'm still enjoying YouTube, and I think that, you know, a lot of changes they're making have been pretty controversial. I know there's been a lot of discourse, not only on my own community, but on greater Twitter. It's something that I think a lot of people are talking about, but I always want to hear opinions. I want to go back to sharing my screen here. And I just want to know really quickly, what do you think about YouTube showing viewers, not just the creator, but viewers, the most viewed sections of videos? Because I think it's kind of interesting, especially as a viewer, if they're going to get rid of the like or dislike, right? In theory, not the like, just the dislike. If they're going to get rid of the dislike publicly, I'm curious to see how this would look, excuse me, on a video that's heavily disliked. Hello there, Chocolate Twist Yoga says, hey, Andrew. Hey, Can Crew. Hello there. So happy to have you join us this morning, or whatever time it is where you are. So I'm just catching up everyone on this new feature I discovered when I was exploring YouTube, and it basically just shows people what is the most viewed section. And I was getting opinions from you in the chat. What do you think about this feature? Are you excited? So I'm curious. So we actually have a response from Wisco Ted, who thankfully donated. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot. So they said, yes and yes. I just started my channel working on SEO versus browse. I was thinking maybe browse for thumbnails and SEO for titles. I don't think that they don't have to be exclusive. I think there's a way that you can do them both. Wisco Ted, do you have a specific video I can take a look at? And I'll just pull up your channel in the meantime. Hopefully, you know, if you're just looking for a general idea, what's happening. So with that, I'll pull up your channel now and we'll just kind of talk through this. You said you're also working on being more engaging in my videos. I kind of seem boring. Oh, trust me, I know that pain all too well. So I'm gonna go ahead and share your channel on screen, and we're just gonna go ahead and take a look here. So Wisco Ted, beginner YouTube tools. First, I love that you immediately have the value of, or at least what you're gonna be covering. One thing I always tell people is, like, if this is an audience and this is what you are promoting, right? On mobile, I'm not sure if these tools are even shown, so I would be super careful there. They may only show on a desktop, Wisco Ted, so I'd keep that in mind. And if these aren't shown, right, it's cool that you're talking about beginner YouTube tools, but what if I'm more advanced? Not saying that this is bad, but what I would say is helping you master beginner YouTube tools, whether you're just starting or a pro or something like that. Again, making it a little bit more active. It's good that you're talking about beginner tools, but if these are cut out, I just need to see something that's a little bit more in terms of, like, just a quick snapshot that maybe incorporates them more. I do like that I see you as Wisco Ted. Maybe, and this, because this is your channel name, maybe you put this as like a, you know, those, hi, my name is, so so people can understand, and it gives you a lot more space here. I think that would be a really cool idea just to keep it going there. So that's something immediately I think could just help because I'm worried that if these tools are cut off, you may not get to see them. I see from Magic Flying Potato saying that I haven't seen the new option about most watch part. Interesting. It could help us understand our most engaging parts and maybe work on making future content more engaging. I think it does make sense, Magic Flying Potato. One thing I would say is you can already see this as a creator in YouTube analytics, but I think seeing it publicly definitely would be helpful. I see from Trillis says, yo, welcome, Trillis. I am reviewing YouTube channels. And then I'm going to be, if you donate to Teamseas, I'm going to be reviewing your channel any way that you'd like to be done. Right now, I'm looking at Wisco Ted, who thankfully was very kind to donate, and I'm very grateful. So thank you, Wisco Ted. Hello, Klastic TV. Good to see you. Okay, from Wisco Ted, the tools are cut off, and the beginner wordage I was going to change once I gain more credibility. I understand that. I still think that you can keep the word beginner. I would just say make it more valuable for the audience, right? So, beginner YouTube tools is like half a sentence. So, if it's something like helping you master beginner YouTube tools to grow your YouTube channel or something like that, no, it doesn't have to be that exact wording or verbiage, but it's just something to think about, especially when it comes to someone who may not know the channel. I also may switch it like this so we can feature comments a little bit better. Hello, Worth It or Not. Great to see you. Hello. I'm happy to have you here. Always love seeing some familiar faces. I see this is some feedback from Chocolate Twist Yoga. I dig your channel banner at Wisco Ted. I love the idea of hi, I'm Ted. Record. Ooh, that is actually that is really good too. One thing I would say is I definitely recommend a channel trailer. Even if you don't have a dedicated channel trailer, this can be as simple as just one of your videos, like the YouTube end screen guide, free and simple, or free. Like you already have some free stuff, so I would definitely go ahead and feature one of those videos, maybe whichever one is driving the most. Excuse me. So I think that'd be important to do as well. So I really like that you have that. The next thing I want to do is check out if you have any playlist. So far, there's no public playlist. I definitely recommend, since you've talked about free stuff, for some simple one, I do Wisco Ted's recent uploads. That way, if people are looking for your latest stuff and search, it has an opportunity if they're searching you by name to show up. So Wisco Ted's recent uploads is an easy one. Free beginner YouTube tools, I think, would be a great playlist title, especially considering that it goes back to this. And you could have your free beginner tools. And then obviously, as you expand and grow on the channel, it can only get better from there. So I think that'd be a great opportunity. And hopefully, Wisco Ted, that anyone watching this kind of advice, this kind of feedback doesn't just go to Wisco Ted. It goes to pretty much anyone who is enjoying the content, anyone who is watching. So I just want to make sure that that is, discussed and that we really take this opportunity to dive deeper because this just doesn't go to Wisco Ted. This goes to anyone. So I think that when it comes to YouTube, a lot of times when we look at other channels, especially, there's stuff we can learn for our own channel. So I think there's a lot Wisco Ted could just do. I know you're starting, and I think you have a great start. I like what I'm seeing thus far. These are all just recommendations to enhance what you've already got here. And, if you're going to talk about beginner YouTube tools, I love that you have so many free options. So, you have Canva, that's free. I'm not so sure about SnapUp. I know DaVinci Resolve has a free version. Obviously, YouTube itself is free. So maybe also making dedicated playlists for each of these tools. But then also, I would recommend, because you don't want to just be known as the person that recommends, maybe a Ted's advice or something that Ted can do, just something with Go Ted. Obviously, you know your name better than I do, but just something that says your own thoughts, your opinions, because you don't want to just be tied so hard to these other tools. You also want to make sure who you are as a creator is speaking. Bubble Tea, Kirsten, thank you so much for the $20 Teamseas donation. Thank you. I'll take a look at your channel. Please let me know what you would like me to look at. I will, this time, because I'm raising money for Teamseas, I will look at a video if you want me to review it. I'm looking at SEO. Usually I kind of limit this just to a channel. I'm just taking a look at Wisco Ted's channel because that's kind of where we are. But please let me know what you'd like me to take a look at. So Wisco Ted, as we continue going here, the next thing I want to see is your about, just really going thorough. So hi, I'm here to, I would, again, one thing I always tell people is just in case someone is searching, I usually show this example with myself. So here, we'll do it here. So if I were to type in my own name, right? one of the first things that shows 10 people watching. Thank you so much for joining me live this Black Friday. So you notice how it bolds my name here, and I'll make sure to zoom in. So it says, oh, that's too much zoom. It says, hi, I'm Andrew Can, and this Andrew Can is in bold. That's not an accident. It's on purpose, Wisco Ted. So what I want you to do is say, hi, I'm Wisco Ted, and I'm here to help you win at YouTube. I love that. I'm here to help you win at YouTube. Helping you win at YouTube by mastering YouTube one tool at a time. Something like that I think could be really fun. I love how you say tutorial guides and walkthroughs and different workflows create videos. Perfect. I think this is great. I think this actually says more about like your channel than your banner. So maybe obviously it's your about, don't want to go there. Just something to consider. I think that there's some stuff here that you could add to this banner to really make it pop. Just some more ideas, but I see that we have from Gleader. Thanks, Andrew, for this. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to be here. I love talking YouTube. I love helping and raise money. I donated 250 of my own money, and it's great to see people coming in and coming together for this cause. It does mean a lot. I see Foot Doctor Zach donated $50 to Ocean Conservancy. Thank you so much, Zach. You were added to this queue that I have going here. I just let me know what you would like. It means so much that you're helping us raise money for Teamseas. It is a great cause. If you're unaware, there's information linked in the description. Foot Doctor Zach, thank you so much for the $50 donation. It really does mean a lot. I see that as we go back to Wisco Ted's channel really quick, they said, and I quote, I need to balance hook versus getting straight to the point. My second video, I show myself with an intro. So since that is what was brought up, I think we've taken a good amount of time. So I'm just going to watch a little bit of this. So one thing I'm seeing just immediately on the SEO front, I'll make sure to hide this so it's a little clearer, is that you call this how to make a YouTube channel banner for free. And when I look here, this isn't actually that covered so much here. If I go to show rankings, I'm just curious to see make a YouTube channel banner for free, how to make a free YouTube, how to make a free banner. I would say the free aspect, especially how to make a free YouTube channel banner may have more of the value up front. Not saying that for free is bad, but I'm just saying first I'll give you a like, but as a viewer, that's something you need. Another thing you should keep in mind is that in terms of just pure SEO, how to make a YouTube channel banner for free is repeating the title, but you want to try to include the title as many times as possible within the SEO portion here. I was looking at, when we were watching here, one of the things I was noticing. So you say with just one click, I can save so much time for making a YouTube channel banner. Great. That's the hook. Let's get into the video. But then I would have immediately headed to the computer right when you said that first hook. It feels like you were really I feel like you had a great hook and then you kept going. You said keep watching to the end. I think putting a hook, and this is just what I've experienced, that whenever you have a hook like that, I try to go right into what people are interested in or making a good point about, the free aspect of it or the tools. So when I see that, you start there and then you go into the hook, I'm curious because we'll keep watching. So I would say from this point, just for points of viewer engagement, I would immediately, rotate, use a transition here to whip to the computer screen. That's something I found when my time at TubeBuddy doing so many different tutorials. I see that you do use TubeBuddy and vidIQ. Thank you for supporting us in any ways. So what I would say is that when you are really trying to get that, you already had a really great hook. I know you said that you need to balance hook versus getting straight to the point. I think that right there, the intro was fine. I think you had a pretty decent hook. Couple of things to remember is that free for a user is very important. They already want to know how to make a channel banner. So you've kind of done the SEO to know that. All you're doing is looking at what people are searching for. But since yours is free, I'd really hone in. In this video, we're going to show you how to make a YouTube channel banner absolutely for free. Let's get started over the desktop. gets to the point immediately there. You mentioned, you can maybe even mention, you have Snappa here, so clearly that is a focus. You're showing how to build it, which I mean, you could even do an update on this. It's like, hey, I'm still learning. Be there with your audience, right? I love that you show how you made your banner. I think this is good. This also shows that other people can do it too. That's something I believe in. Zayn says, you can, so I can too. I always say, I'm Andrew Can, and if I can, you can too. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. I see right here when you say keep watching to the end, it persuades the audience to keep watching. Good job. I do think so. I would say in the intro, so far we haven't shown a reason to keep watching to the end. It's good that you tell them to, but it's also better if you have a clear reason. Like, for example, and it's like, if you want to see how he's able to do this, and this is just an example of maybe you show the banner on screen. Maybe you have an overlay of the footage and you say, if you want to see how I did this, keep watching to the end. And then that's where you cut. So I think that there's some really good points being made. I think that, in terms of the video, I think the value is that this is how to make a free YouTube channel banner. And I think that it's almost that way. Another thing to keep in mind is if people are searching, they're also going to want to know how easy is this to do, right? Maybe that's another. Maybe since I don't know Snappa, but it looks like you don't have to download anything. Maybe you do, and maybe this is just it's just cut off at the bottom. But maybe that's something I know, especially with Canva, if you use it. One of the selling points you can say is you can do it within the browser. You don't have to download anything. So these are all just things to think of. Hopefully, this helps you have some perspective with GoTed, because I think what you're doing is really cool, especially focusing on those free things. I think there's so much free content, free things that we can definitely take a look at. And when it comes, especially on YouTube, I know when I started, I need a lot of help with free things. That's why I highly recommend if there's a free version of a product, that's something I will more likely recommend to. And you say, Wisco, that your thumbnail does say super easy. So, I mean, that is actually a really good point. So you have free and easy. I'll give you that. One thing I'm noticing, if I go back to that thumbnail, is why don't we just go ahead and do this, is that, excuse me, I see that you can't show you're not showing out the banner. I'm curious to how this is performing, but I do like that you already have free and easy in the banner. So I think how to make a free YouTube channel banner easily, maybe something like that, or just keeping it how to make a free YouTube channel banner, that could be super useful. I'd also capitalize fully the free. So that's something there. I do see from Foot Doctor Zach, mainly just the channel banner, needs some ideas on how to make it more professional looking, and just maybe if my lighting setup has anything glaringly wrong. Sure, Foot Doctor Zach. I will say that I am always trying to improve my own lighting, so I will do my best on that. But I definitely have what you would like, and I will take that into consideration. So with that, Wisco Ted, thank you so much for the opportunity to take a look at your YouTube channel here today. Thank you so much for donating to Teamseas. I hope you stick around and keep watching, because a lot of the feedback I give to other channels absolutely can fall onto your channel as well. So I see that from Bubble Tea Kirsten, any type of review is good. Majority of my traffic sources from YouTube search, 36%. My subscription rate has gone down just a tad in my revenue too. Not big hitting videos recently. So what we will do is, as I pull up this YouTube channel, is one, I am biased because I've seen it many a time, and two, I just want to see, let's just talk about some of the. Ooh, you might be able to hear that in the background. I just want to take a look and see what we can see here. So, any type of review is good. Majority of my traffic is from YouTube search. My subscription rate has gone down just a tad, in my revenue too. No big hitting videos recently. So, your most recent by Bubble Tea Kristen, we have 5 days ago, 11 days ago. For your sub count, this isn't a bad average view. In fact, I'd say this is pretty good. But you're saying you're not seeing any big, any big kind of performing videos. So right now we're in the holiday. One thing I would have said, especially, is I know that you're really trying to get people into boba with Black Friday and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of home kits. I know you kind of talk about, doing it yourself, but that's something I'd always consider, especially when it comes to just trying to get some interest. One thing I want to do is, now that we're doing this, is I want to go into TubeBuddy. I want to go ahead and look up Keyword Explorer, and I want to look up boba and just see what the okay, Boba Fett. I'll type in boba drink. So if we type in boba drink, it might be a little bit different. I know you focus more on the bubble tea aspect, which is if you are unaware, it's the same thing. Although maybe bubble tea, Kristen might be like, actually, no, Andrew, it's not. It has a completely, but in to my uninformed brain, it is very similar. So I already know that you've kind of focused on the boba tea drinks at home. But even boba drinks at home, like if we get rid of the tea, this is just the same same way to do it. How to make boba drinks at home, how to make bubble tea at home. I know that's stuff you're talking about, but bubble tea kits for home or something like that. So let's type in bubble tea recipe. Let's type in bubble tea kits. Thank you so much for the kind words, Gleader. When I'm making a channel, I'm sure to come to you for advice. So I appreciate that very much. Okay, bubble tea. Kristen says the same, just regional names. Worldwide known as better as bubble tea. That's interesting. So, sure enough, if I look at bubble tea kits at home, I mean, this is really something that is definitely being searched for. What I would say is, it's great that you're teaching people, but maybe a very simple way that you could get people's interest is like, hey, here's a bubble tea kit at home that I actually really enjoy. But I enjoy making it from scratch better. So if you'd like to learn how to do that, check out this video. It's a way that you can get people get people that are interested in your content, and it is something that you can keep doing to help in terms of just making sure people are aware. So, all in all, I would be very careful when just thinking of viewers because I don't necessarily think that's something you should be ignoring. Not saying you are, but I'm just gonna look at, I'm just gonna search really quick kit, and this is just from this first bit. Because I know that when my friends were getting into learning how to make bubble tea, right? One of the things they wanted to do was look at kits, and they really couldn't find that much content that had really high quality kits, and maybe that's a problem. And maybe that's something it's like you can get people in. You know that a person who is going to look for an at-home boba kit is more likely to take that action and definitely create the product you're, kind of talking about. Another thing I see that you're doing is you're definitely trying out some shorts I'm seeing. Just wanna make sure that you have hashtag shorts if you are trying to make these shorts, not sure, it looks like they're not looks like they might just be standard videos that are just happen to be short form. I will say the lighting on this looks really good. Like, you're really making me want you're really making me want boba. I know what I'm getting after this. But I really like how simple you make it. But there's some other stuff in like just the bubble tea world that I think you could definitely do. One of the things that I know because I was curious, yeah, I wish I was currently in the US and could make a business on the side with boba kits. Well, maybe that's something you dream with your audience. What I mean by that is a lot of times that could be a dream a creator has, but they never share it, right? And I think that if you're like, hey, one of my dream goals is as I'm doing these boba kits is to make my own that's actually high quality. But until that time comes, and again, you're investing your audience in your content journey, you're bringing them with you. So even if you just look at boba kits and you then lead them into here's how you can make high quality boba at home, and here's some things you can learn if you're traveling. I think there's so much you can do there, especially in terms of that travel aspect that I really think you can go deeper. Now, I am an Oreo man when it comes to my boba. You give me anything. I had an Oreo creme brulee matcha boba milk tea yesterday, and oh, it was phenomenal. That's my kind of drink. So you've persuaded me. Here, I should have just liked this when I saw it, but I'll be honest. I saw this and I sent this to my girlfriend. I will share my screen so it's a little more clear. This right here, this is my personal love of boba coming through. But if you've never tried boba, it is really good. Or bubble tea, as I've learned, it can go either way. I see from Zayn really quickly that I just donated. I'm not sure where I had to ask for the review. Whenever you can, please. So I don't see you through the chat, but I will check on teamseas.org just to make sure that maybe it was shown there. Most recent, I'm seeing here the most recent one was from 9/28 that I can see. Just kind of checking all. Okay, I see some more for sure. I'm going to trust you on this, but in the future, everyone, can you just make sure you donate through the YouTube chat? That way it's just a little bit easier, but I'm going to trust you. Hopefully you wouldn't do the same for malicious intent. But moving forward, I'm just gonna make sure that we're gonna focus. Bubbles, you would love the roasters and recipe I did this Sunday as a cream. Oh, you're speaking my language. But one thing I would keep in mind, bubble tea, Kristen, is like there's some other stuff people look for around boba, right? Like this is just a personal bias. I know the drink. Thank you so much, Paul Peck. Good to see you as well. Give me boba now. Oh man, I understand. Maybe that could also be a fun thing you can do. Bubble tea, Kristen, is making like audience request drinks, right? Like so within it at the end of the video being like, hey, I know that my viewer Andrew Can loves this drink. I decided to make this for him. Quick shout out in the beginning to the viewer. Gets people, if you want me to make one of your drinks, subscribe and comment down below your favorite bubble tea. That right there engages an audience, gets people. And if you show them that that is actually something that could happen, that immediately makes me more invested in the channel. Just some ideas. And you can kind of go in that SEO side of knowing that drink too, looking that up. So those are just some ideas, just really quickly when it comes to, just ways you can get people invested. And I think, you do it very well. But, going back to the broader world of boba, which it is a thing, but I just have never said aloud. I would say that, one of the things that my friends were recently looking up is how many times are you supposed to shake boba? Because a lot of places say 17. What's the reason? Maybe, do you need to shake bobas? Do you actually need to shake a bubble tea 17 times? Something like that. Because if the audience knows, which this is a dedicated boba audience, bubble tea audience, I think that's super interesting. So I would just say keep that in mind, and I think that, you do a really good job of showcasing what you do. You have bubble tea training. I really love what you do. I like the video content. I think what I'm seeing here is really strong. I like how you have instructional basic recipes. You have winter drinks. You have how to open a boba shop, how to make it by, you know, at home from powder. I maybe this is kind of that kit aspect, but maybe you can say my recommended boba kits. And then in the bare minimum, a lot of places have affiliate links. If you could find a way to do that, that could just be another source of income. Hopefully that gives you some ideas to think of, bubble tea, Kristen. I think that you have a really good, you know, opportunity here. I see your your stars and your boba. That's what we love to see. I mean, I love talking about, just different things. Neil, thank you so much for donating $20 to Teamseas. It really does mean a lot. Neil, I'll take a look at your channel here in just a bit. So we have Zach, then we have Zayn, then we have Neil. So what we're going to do now is take a look at Zach. He is a foot doctor. I may need to send my girlfriend over to you because, to quote her, she has chronic flat feet. I don't actually know if that is a real thing, but that's what she calls it herself. So let's go ahead, zoom on out, and take a look at the channel. I saw you said mainly just the channel banner. Need some ideas on how to make it more professional looking. And just maybe if my lighting setup has anything glaringly wrong. Thanks, Andrew. Well, I will do my best on both of those. So first and foremost, sneaker tech from the inside out. New court shoe reviews every week. So I love seeing you, in your coat. I think that makes sense, especially for the doctor aspect. I see that you're holding a shoe, new sneaker tech from the inside out, new court shoe reviews every week. One thing I would say is, what are you trying to do with the channel? I do notice that, this is really good to keep for mobile. But when I see this, right, helping you find, maybe it's something like helping you find the best shoes, or helping you know what shoes are worth buying one video at a time. Obviously, you'll know your value proposition a little bit better, but I would love to be a more direct call. I think sneaker tech from the inside out is cool. I love this idea. New court shoe reviews every week. So one thing I would say is, obviously, if I know what court shoes are, that's gonna help me understand. But if a broad audience doesn't, and maybe you're trying to go a little broader, keep that in mind. Maybe it's new shoe reviews every week. Obviously, if you're going for that court shoe, you know, that is something that's easy to understand, easy to see. So, no worries, Gleader. I'm really sleepy now. Catch you later, Andrew. Thanks for the advice. Thank you for watching. So, looking here, we have sneaker tech from the inside out. This is just, I like that. I just think that, finding the value of the person watching and, pointing them to subscribe. Subscribe to find the best shoes, subscribe to find the perfect shoe for you, subscribe to learn about your feet. Obviously, these are just pitching ideas, doesn't mean you have to follow them. But I almost would say that from what I'm seeing here, I want more, shoes. And since you've already had this pretty well optimized for YouTube, maybe you can add a little bit more over here, some more shoe options and types, and you can kind of discuss that. I think that maybe even, you take this idea and in your profile, since you are the foot doctor, maybe you hold up a shoe. Maybe that's something you do in your profile picture. Just again, some ideas. And this is a great example of I am from the UK and I have no idea what you mean of court shoe. This is from the Homekeeping channel. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, Mario the Ghost and Molly McGee fan, established 2007. I've been here in a little while. Well, welcome back. So, as we look here, you asked me about the banner. I think that's something I do. The color is definitely seems to be like a theme. I like the color. As I look here, basketball shoe reviews and teardowns. Immediately, I know what I'm going to get with this. I love how you have a really clear, you know, just title and even a description with some really good things here. 2021 new tennis shoes release. This one might be a great example, and this just comes from personal, and I've never actually looked it up. Maybe it's not that common, but this is just some anecdotal evidence for you. The other day, my friends and I got into a question on what exactly is a tennis shoe, and are all sneakers tennis shoes, and what's the difference? Maybe you can break down what's the difference and like how your foot reacts to each one. Just some ideas when I think about it. So I see that Kayla Tastic says that they just donated now in hopes that I see it. Let me go ahead and quickly take a look. First of all, thank you. It means a lot that we are all able to come together and raise some money for such an amazing initiative. I'm really happy to have everyone here. So I see from Zayn, I see $5. I do see it here in the chat. So I do believe you donated. I would definitely have you in the queue. Chocolate Twist Yoga donated 15 to the Ocean Conservancy. Thank you so much. So I do not see it, Kayla Tastic TV right now. I will check the website in just a bit, but making sure that we are helping raise some money and going through here. If you guys are enjoying this stream, it would mean the world to me if you shared it out. I really want to give back and raise money for Teamseas. So if you're watching this, could you please share it out? And hopefully we can help raise some more money. Even you watching helps us so much. So while we're doing that, I want to go ahead and go back to Foot Dr. Zach. So another question you asked me, Foot Dr. Zach, is what do I feel about your lighting? So I'm going to play the video a little bit. First, I love how you have the background. You do have a clear focus. Lighting, especially with the shoes, looks great. I think it's very clear. It looks good. If you're talking more here, one thing I would do, and this is something I'd recommend just for a little bit of separation of yourself in the background, is what lens are you shooting on? Because that can also have a huge effect. If I look here, if I look in your eye, it looks like and you can correct me if I'm wrong, looks like the light is on this side of your body. Maybe it's like come in here. This is my beautiful depiction of light. Obviously, I am a art person, clearly. That's the little notch to put the light stand up and down. I'm curious to your background light because it looks like your light is spilling a lot on the background unless you want the background to be well lit. So one thing you can do, and hold on, I can actually visually give you something to show. Look at me. I'll be back. Whew. 1 second. Whew. I realize I don't need my headphones on, but what I do need is you can get a light modifier like this, but you can use something that's called a grid. So hopefully you can hear this. But what this grid does is it helps keep the light from spilling on the background. This is something I use in my videos to just keep myself focused and lit well, but not necessarily the background being too bad. So if you were using a light like that, you don't necessarily need an octagon shape. I also have one on my normal light that I use here. It's what helps keep the light focused on myself and helps keep the background, not the light spilling to the background. So when I look back here, right, that's something you can do for your lighting because it's something you asked about. I do think your lighting is actually really good. It's very clear. It's very even. Obviously that's something you're going to want to do when it comes to lighting. If you want to just step it up a little bit, I think that's something you could easily do. I think you look good. I think that when I scroll through, if I look a little bit closer, like I see you have some close-up shots here, the lighting is good, especially when you're talking about, the insides of the shoe. These are some things you're going to clearly want to see. I love the bokeh effect, which is basically the foreground is nice and clear. The background is a little bit blurred. I think that looks really good. Another thing you can maybe try is like an overhead angle for these kind of shots. And so that's something I could do. I also see from it's great to see you business growth ready foot tagline, your business or leisure footwear expert, better strides and easy steps. Oh, I love that. I think that's so fun. Better strides and easy steps, helping you find new shoes for better strides and easy steps. Steps could be a play on this. There's so much here. I love the sneaker tech from the inside out. I think that's value that you're showing, and that can definitely make you unique. So hopefully this gives you some stuff to think about, Foot Doctor Zach. I think the lighting's good. Hopefully that a little bit of advice can help there too. I do like the close-ups that you have of the different shoes. I think I love seeing them in the different background and environments. I think this is really, really cool when it comes to just what you're doing because maybe you have the content. Maybe you can do a series on how to find the right shoe for your foot type. Because again, my girlfriend complains about her flat feet hurting all the time, and she does have quite flat feet. I didn't mean to out you if you were watching, hun, but you tell me this all the time. This is the danger. You focus. If I get a very angry donation from my girlfriend, I will let you all know. But that is what we're doing. Thank you so much, the Homekeeping channel, for donating $10 for Teamseas. That does mean a lot. Can't believe how much we've been able to raise. So I think already we're almost to 250 earlier plus 5. We're at 255. We're at 275, 325. Just doing the math here. 325, 345, and then 350, and then we're at 365. We're now at $375 raised for Teamseas. So everyone, thank you so much for donating. I do see Kayla Tasik, you said I'm going to check this now. Hopefully that it is here. I'm going to refresh this page on Teamseas side. I do see Stacy Morgan, you've donated 10. Just doing what I can. So Stacy, you were added to the queue. Your donation did go through. And I see a Kayla here, so I'm going to say it went through for you as well. All right. So we have 2 more. Good to see you, Midnight Madness 4x4. So Foot Doctor Zach, I hope that gives you enough to think about. Excuse me, as I am trying not to die. I hope that gives you stuff to think about. I think you have a really cool channel. There's just some things I would think of, for people who are new. Maybe you have a playlist that is new to, I see how you have Real Doctor Explains, so maybe you have a new. I hope you talked about, oh wow, you actually are talking about this. This is really cool to see. I love this idea, and I think it's using your specialty to your strengths, and that with this, there's so much good you can do. So Foot Doctor Zach, thank you so much. just for the opportunity to take a look at your channel. I hope that when it comes to the banner, that gives you some things to think about. I hope in terms of your lighting, consider getting like a grid for your light to stop some of the light from spilling onto the background. And maybe some of the ideas around just like the right shoes for the different type. What's the difference between a tennis shoe and a court shoe? Or all sneakers tennis shoes? Just some ideas there. I think that you could give some unique perspective, maybe give some of the history, and maybe give what's best for each foot type. So, not sure if that's what you wanted to hear, but this is what we're doing. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the next channel. I was just taking a look at the chat here because working on finding ways to get those donations coming in a little bit more clear. So if you would like me to take a look at your channel, I'm gonna take a look at Urban Van Life, aka Neil, next. Neil, what would you like me to look at when it comes to your channel? While we're waiting for that, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for joining me on this Black Friday. If you are enjoying this stream, it does mean the world to me that you're here. I know that some people may be out shopping, but we're here doing our best to help raise money for Teamseas, and it does mean a lot of everyone who's joined. If you have gotten your channel reviewed and are learning something, please let me know in those comments. It really does mean a lot. Just give you one tip from Neil. If he had one tip. But happy just to donate. Fair enough. Hello, gaming Nika? Hello, video for bosses. Hello from Great Britain, I'm assuming. So let's go ahead and take a look at Neil's channel, which Neil, I have to say, I love your recent thumbnail strategy. Scotland trip turns into a disaster. I love seeing this hidden beach. Neil, you've been doing really well, especially in the viewers lately. I love this idea of Stop Thief, the Urban Explorer most recent videos, new to van life building. Makes sense. Really great layout. One thing I will say, if you're looking for a tip, I would like to see YouTube chapters implemented. That's something I think that just with a little extra more you could. Just gonna go ahead and give you that like you earned. I already know it's gonna be a good quality video. I think with chapters, it could just help a little bit. Or if you aren't, go ahead and add the auto chapters. I've been seeing some people have some really good success, especially on longer videos. I think you're doing a great job replying to people. I think this thumbnail especially really pops. Hidden beach, we see a lot of this background. I love that, you're finding a really good balance between title and then just what's actually being in the video. So 5-ton leaf springs are the ultimate upgrade. You show it lifted. I love how, we installed night vision CCTV for extra security. You say stop thief. I think this really, it goes title and thumbnail doing a great job to tell a story. And I think you're really getting good at the storytelling within your thumbnail, and seeing that and seeing how far you've come from back in the cryptocurrency days. You're doing really great. And I love seeing all the changes because I think that, it's showing that you do know what you're doing and that you're really becoming comfortable in this. So I see from Abdul Plays says, "Hi, how do I get a review?" Very simple question. So we are raising money for Teamseas. What we are doing is we are trying to help clean up the ocean. So every donation is getting a channel review or a review of your type. So this is just right now I'm looking at Urban Van Life, who was gracious enough to donate. Thank you so much, Neil. It does mean a lot. And so we're taking a look at his channel. He has improved immensely. If you look here, he's having some really good view gains and going up, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see this down, but he went right back up. So that's how you get it. Hopefully that helps clear that up. I think it's looking really good, and I love the storytelling being on display here. We build camper vans and a travel and camper van, ironically. I think this looks good. Subscribe for weekly videos. I love this. So much value, especially in the van life community. It's a unique perspective. I see you're also experimenting with shorts. I see all this cool stuff that you're doing. I love the playlist layout. I think it's really cool, all that you are trying, Neil. I love seeing you grow as a creator. So hopefully that gives you some. If you aren't already, I highly recommend go ahead and subscribe to everyone who I have given a review. One, there's some really cool people, and two, if you're interested, I hope you keep on checking. So, with that, the next person we have, unless Neil, there's anything more you would like me to take a look at, the next person we have is Zayn. So, Zayn, we are going to be taking a look at your YouTube channel. Neil, no worries. He says, thank you for the kind words. I love seeing your storytelling getting better. I love seeing the videos you're making evolve. And I think that, ideally, when we look back at our content, we can be so proud of everything we've done as a creator. Like, that's the end goal for me personally, is that I can look back one day and say, wow, I was there and I'm here now. So, with that, Zayn has been very patiently waiting. So, let's go ahead and take a look at Zayn's YouTube channel now. So, Zayn may have given me a little bit on what he would like. So, let me just scroll up really quickly, see what he's looking at. So, Zayn, I don't know if you're still here. I can't seem to find what you asked me for a little bit earlier, but looking here, it doesn't seem like you have a banner. That's something I definitely recommend having. Obviously, you've grown to 10,000 subscribers without one, proving that a banner is very helpful for when people are there, but you don't absolutely need one. I've seen some people say I can't start a YouTube channel because I don't have a banner yet. End of the day, I would definitely not say don't let a banner hold you up from making content. So I think Zayn here shows that that's really here. To I want to brutally troll me, thumbnails mostly. Well, I'm not here to troll. What I am here to do is just give my thoughts and opinions. A lot of what I will say is you should know your thumbnail data better than anyone. So anything I say, Zayn, take with a grain of salt, because if it is working for your channel, if you are having a high number of impressions and click-through rate, take this with a grain of salt. So one thing I will say is, because there is no banner, and if I do end up on your channel, the only thing I have to go on is your playlist, which is most recent videos about making money online. I think that is great. I would maybe add your last name, if that is what this is, as well, because I don't know how many Zanes there are, but at least it gives a little bit of separation and a little bit of, diversification. So the first thing is making money from eBay, right? So I see your most recent, I see that you go into eBay. I think these thumbnails are pretty strong. In terms of this, and I'll get nitpicky, because one thing you have to remember is a lot of viewers come from mobile, and this is about how far it is. This is about how small they look on a mobile device, depending on the device. On this one, I can't really easily tell, and this is just, again, you're doing a lot right, so I'm getting a little nitpicky, or as I call it, Nick Nimmin picky. Nick does not approve of this usage, I don't think, but it was a tongue slip. But the numbers here are a little, I don't know why this pen tool isn't working. It was working earlier. Hello? Well, the pen tool is broken, but hopefully you can understand that the number there is a little hard to read. So that's something I'd keep in mind, maybe making that just a little bit bigger for those viewers on that mobile device. Similarly, now your work. Well, there we go. I have the pen tool back. But similarly, on any times you have like calculator like that, it might be hard, especially this one. If I hover over it or I'm on your channel, these numbers get smaller. So these are just one of those things to keep in mind. I do think the number is incredibly valuable. I'm like seeing $209 or pounds in 2 days, I should say. That's super cool. I love seeing that kind of stuff because it shows exactly what you're showing. I would definitely say one thing to keep in mind for your channel is, since you're talking about making money online, you kind of already have this very well, is making money, especially in quarter four, which, a lot of people who may not know, maybe that's something you do, which is like, if you're teaching people to make money, explain quarter four, why it's important, make a playlist. You can think long term on your YouTube channel here, Zayn. And I want you to do this because every year there's seasonality, summer sales, back to school sales, how to make money in those times. What can you organize your channel to prioritize for those? That's something I do in this kind of sense, right? And that's something I do on my own channel, right? So, like, I know for a fact, come quarter one, which is the first 3 months of the year for us, I know that a lot of people are looking for YouTube stuff. So I made a playlist based all around that. So keep in mind those kind of things. So right now we're in quarter four. So what can we do there? When tax time comes, I see you have some stuff about taxes. Maybe make that a little bit about first and foremost. So looking here, I think you have some really good thumbnails. I would just try to make those numbers a little bit bigger, just so that the audience can be like, wow, if you look here, some of the larger numbers where you earn the most money, like they're kind of the biggest in the popular uploads here. But even here, make over 3,000 every month. I think that just helps that in that way. I love this. How to find cheap postage for eBay sellers. Maybe you could do a more global video as well. I think that there's a lot you could do here. I think you're doing a lot well. It seems like eBay is a focus. I would maybe talk about affiliates as well. I don't know if that's something you already have on your channel. Again, I'm just quickly looking, but if you aren't or if it's not clear, I think there's another way you can talk about how you can earn money on some websites like Amazon with affiliates. Seems like making money online is really a passion point for you. So I think that'd be great. I think there's some collaboration opportunity here too. Maybe you can work with some partners or some other content creators and just from that, that is huge. So looking here, I think you're doing a lot well on thumbnails. I think that, take a look and pro tip, group your most popular thumbnails by impressions and click-through rates in YouTube Analytics. And maybe it's like your top 20 and compare it to your 20 most recent. See the similarities, compare them side by side. If you don't know how to do that, I will make sure to make a video on that later. But I also have a live stream previously on the channel all about analytics. But I think that's something you could do, Zane, just to really get a look there. And looking at your thumbnails are really good, just maybe a little bit on the small side for some of those like wow numbers. So those are the situations where I definitely recommend, just making them a little bit larger can really help in that term. So with that, that's just some things to think about. So Zane, hopefully that helps you. So the next one we have is Chocolate Twist Yoga, then we have Stacey Morgan, and then we have the Homekeeping channel. So, Chocolate Twist Yoga. While I wait for you, I actually see Stacey Morgan has something that I can look at now. So while we do this really quickly, I see from Stacey here. When you're ready, what do you think of my 5-second intro? Video, something old, cool, and does my banner get a C minus or T? So talking about the upgrade here. So talking about reviews, the YouTube wall. Caution, YouTube at play. Stacey Morgan, we have you, we have what you are doing, we have your name, the YouTube wall. I still think that if I don't know your channel, and this goes to the whole audience, if you don't know the channel, what does the YouTube wall mean to you? And what do you gather from the banner? Because I've already seen the banner before, so I'm just kind of curious. Zane says, thanks, Andrew. Thank you so much for helping us raise money for Teamseas. It does mean a lot. And I hope that gives you some perspective, especially those smaller numbers. That's something I learned that when I made the number bigger and people could clearly read it, I actually saw, especially when I point out a number, that that is when I'd see more like click through and better things there. Excuse me. I see that Paul Peck says that they've actually gotten $100 from the Shorts Fund. Wow. Congratulations, Paul. You're crushing it. One call, that's all, to Paul for drywall. There you go. So the first thing I see here is thank you for 10K. We will and have been putting 5K back in the community. Special thanks to Mr. Beast for giving me the opportunity to give back. That's super cool. I love that the first thing you do is thank you for 10K and you're talking about being a champion for the community. I think Stacey Morgan, YouTube community champion, would definitely get people's attention since you're talking about being a champion there. I think that, maybe you can talk about that a little bit more clearly here. I recognize YouTube champions. And since you're doing that, maybe that's Stacey Morgan. Stacey Morgan, recognizing champions on YouTube. Simple, effective, clear. Then you can talk about the wall. Maybe it's a wall of like obviously then the wall can be a little bit more clear. Now you're talking about your intro. I'll go ahead to your most recent one. Not meant for kids, so hold on. Every beginning has an end. We'll go here. Oh, something old, something cool is the specific video. Got it. Me learning as I go along. Let's go to videos and just search something old and cool. I like that a lot. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but those are some good vocals if that is yourself. One thing I will say is, especially on shorts, I'm curious to, since this is in the vertical format, make sure you put hashtag shorts. I also think that in shorts, I'm not sure how well intros do, like, typically. So, Paul Peck, I know you've been experimenting with shorts. I know a couple of others. So, how have you found the short? I like it, but I'm not sure how it'll perform, especially if I think about people scrolling on their phones, because that's kind of how, or technically like this. But if I think about that, I'm just curious to how this does. I think it would grab my attention, but I'm curious to how you're finding it performing. Okay, I do. Never mind. I stand corrected. You do have shorts, but you also have 4 hashtags. So I from maybe YouTube has updated this since. I do know that YouTube has said that they only focus on 3, but it seems 4 are focused now. So maybe they've changed that, especially for shorts. I know shorts are getting a lot of focus as they should. The first generation of YouTube wall titled belts made from pure cardboard. So I'm assuming that's what's featured on your banner as we go ahead and watch. All right, that is super cool. You did not lie to me on you have something cool to show me. Now that is a belt. So with that, I would say I like the intro. I love seeing the community support, especially here. I would say just maybe, and maybe you do this in the video. Obviously, this is a short, but trying to find ways that you could point back to maybe, do you want this belt? And that gets people's intrigue. Yeah, I do want that belt. That's something I would want. I know you talk about it in your description. Just again, trying to think of ways that people might click onto your channel and find more info for you, Stacey Morgan. So just some things to think about. So I see from Vels YT, Vels, if you donate to Teamseas, that's all you need to do for the qualification for the reviews. I also do free reviews every now and then, but today I'm really just focusing on helping raising money for Teamseas. And that is why we're taking a look at Stacey Morgan, who donated to the thing. Again, I love that you're recognizing YouTube champions. Maybe you talk about getting the belt themselves. I think that's so cool. So I love what you're doing. I think you're championing for the community. I get the belt now. If you're selling them, maybe you are. I would love to buy one. So Stacey Morgan, if I could buy one, I would love to. So I'd like to be in touch on that. But overall, if I were to give your banner a grade, I would still, you're no longer a D minus. I'll probably put you to a C plus because I know your channel a little bit better. I would love to see the YouTube champion aspect a little bit more clear. I think that, I create for you. A lot of your popular uploads are really showing that you are creating for the community. I see. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you for being a champion for YouTubers. I offered you one when I painted your name on the YouTube Wall of Fame 2 years ago. Well, I apologize for taking so long to respond. 2 years ago, I was in the midst of my old job, but I will make sure to connect with you after this and make sure that we can right the wrong I've caused. So, with that, thank you so much for helping us raise money for Teamseas. It does mean a lot. We're doing a lot of good. Teamseas is an amazing initiative. We've raised a lot of money already. $300 is nothing to scoff at. That is quite a good amount. So thank you. Anonymous donated $20 to Ocean Conservancy. Thank you, Anonymous, whoever you are. Oops, I forgot to click the box. If that is you, Midnight Madness 4x4, I will go ahead and add you to the queue. I have been there. With that, who we have now is Chocolate Twist Yoga. Then we have the Homekeeping Channel. So, Chocolate Twist Yoga, good to see McGann. He says, big ups. Teamseas. We actually have something potentially really awesome to show. McGann is a good man. Good to see you here, John. With that, I'm waiting for Chocolate Twist Yoga, but maybe they have already given me hints of what they'd like. Scrolling up in the chat, because there's always going to be the replay. Chocolate Twist Yoga. Just happy to help from the Homekeeping channel. You don't have to review my channel, as I only just figured out my niche, basic how homekeeping from the Homekeeping channel on the donation. Thank you. I will still look at your channel and hopefully just I won't look too harsh. Just we'll show you what I think you're doing well. How about that? With this, I don't see anything from Chocolate Twist in the chat. Maybe I'm blind. Right here, for the way I currently create content, I think YouTube showing the most watched part of my video would work, but it would change how I create content. Fair enough. Potentially. Sorry there. Chocolate Twist, if you're still here, I'd love to see what you'd like me to take a look at. If not, the Homekeeping channel, I will definitely, you know, keep helping there. Homekeeping, the Homekeeping channel. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and look at the Homekeeping channel because at least I kind of know. Chocolate Twist Yoga Studios. Hopefully, we can get. I can't seem to find what you were looking for. I want to make sure. So, right off the bat, though, when I look up the Homekeeping channel, home organization, cleaning, and product reviews, immediate clear value to what you're doing on the channel. I always try to say, can you answer who, what, when, why should I care, and how are you going to help me? So, what is definitely answered with the Homekeeping channel, home organization, cleaning, and product reviews. Why? I think obviously this kind of goes into it, but maybe, helping you organize and clean your home with one step at a time. Something I know a lot of people need. Something you can think of there. Who I think you're shown here, maybe show yourself actually in this. I know you're working on it. Overall, though, I think you do a good job of what? One thing to keep in mind is because you've shown us this is kind of the order on your channel, I'd love to see a home organization playlist where it's a specific playlist featured here all about home organization. Maybe then one all about cleaning. And then, you have your product reviews. Those product reviews can tie into these too. When you're cleaning, you're like, hey, I've actually done a full review on this product. Here is a video if you'd like to see my in-depth thoughts on it, but I overall recommend it. I do see that you have playlists. So you have spring cleaning gift ideas. I'd love to see some of these just featured on your channel a little bit more. I do like how you're shooting these videos. Looking here, I think this looks so good. Love that pan. Just a really, really clean shots. I mean, right here, you're talking about cleaning 10 kitchen. I might need to take a watch of this myself because as someone who has no idea what he's doing in his kitchen for organization. What? You know how many times I have a big pot and I had no idea these. Well, I can go ahead and tell you this. This is getting me a like because I have a lot of large pots and a lot of large things. I have no idea what to do. So you immediately have already taught me something by just watching. So thank you. That to me, you've already brought value to me. I hope I can continue to bring value to you. Here's some ideas. Maybe a lot of time what I find, especially with like kitchen videos, is that they're not apartment friendly. They're all like you own your home. So maybe you can think of some like apartment ideas if you don't already have like a series on that. You know, I think some like, home keeping, apartment keeping is just a part of the home. You just don't own it. I think there's so much you can do there. I think that I love the idea of 10 kitchen space saving ideas. So maybe you do, when it comes to this, you could easily have this for every room in the home. You could even, especially for like homekeeping, I would say 10 deals you don't want to miss this Black Friday. A live stream could be very well for you if you're not streaming already. I think there's so much here. Okay, I see from Chocolate Twist Yoga. I'm here. I am here. Please, please, please let me know what you would like. I want to make sure we get you that review. Don't want to skip anyone. Hello, Dakika? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that. Dakika? Hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly. So with that, are my chats not showing? I don't see your chats if you were chatting earlier, but I see them now. So please let me know what you'd like me to take a look at. But yeah, immediately you've given me value, the homekeeping channel, and that's all I can ask for. Hello, welcome to the homekeeping channel. Love seeing that you immediately have that here. Whatever your type of home, right here, be it a house, apartment, studio, I love this. Immediately, the exact value I was hoping for. Now, here's the thing. Maybe there's a way to show this here too. That's right. I owe Kayla Tastic as well a review. So I'll make sure, Kayla Tastic, you will not be lost. I'm going to add you to the queue now. Sorry about that. Doing my best. So Kayla Tastic TV. Adding you to my queue. You are added. So looking here, I think what you're doing really is encapsulating what you're trying to do, the homekeeping channel. I really like what I'm seeing. Susan, good to know your name as I see it here. I think that this is so cool. I love the value here. This is something I personally have needed. It's always nice when you're reviewing channels. We've had a lot of amazing different variety of channels here. To kick us this cool live stream. Thank you. I'm doing my best to help raise money for an amazing cause. It's been really cool to just be here with so many amazing people. 19 of us watching, and there's 19 people here. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else this Friday instead of with some amazing people helping raise some awesome money for this amazing cause. We're up to over $400 now helping raise money, and that's insane. So thank you. With that, the homekeeping channel, thank you so much for the opportunity. Take a look at your channel. Hopefully some of the stuff I gave you. I know you said you didn't need a review, but I felt a little weird not helping out in some way. So hopefully that helps you. I see that now, you know, I'm just waiting for Chocolate Twist Yoga. The Cooking Cop and Babe says how many channels are currently in the queue. So right now we have Chocolate Twist Yoga, we have Midnight Madness 4x4, and we have Kayla Tastic. So 3 channels currently in the queue. So the homekeeping channel, I only just started to commit 2 months ago. So your suggestions are great. Thank you. Your content is so well lit, and especially the video I saw on your channel, it's looking great. I'd love to see more of it. I think that, you're just getting started, but you're starting from such a strong place. So thank you so much for the opportunity to take a look at your channel. Congratulations on starting and committing to your YouTube journey. I think the content you're making is super important. So thank you so much for being here. Now, with that, Kayla Tastic, still waiting for Chocolate Twist Yoga. Am I blind? I went and refreshed my chat. I don't see what you'd like me to look at, Chocolate Twist Yoga. So if you can let me know, that'd be great. And that also goes into Midnight Madness 4x4. And Kayla Tastic, I think I'm that anonymous because I accidentally forgot the box. That's fine. I just need to know what you would like me to take a look at. Now, I'm getting some feedback from a little bit earlier. This was about the wall channel, which is from Bubble Tea Kristen. I don't know anything about the channel, so the YT wall doesn't mean anything for me. Fair enough. I see Ike has joined. Hello, Ike. Good to see you as well. So as we wait, I just want to take this moment to say thank you to everyone who has helped us earn money for Teamseas. It's been amazing to help do some good. This is such an amazing initiative, and being able to give some expertise, give some guidance on some YouTube channels for an amazing cause is something I love doing. It's something that when it comes to YouTube, I think that if there's ever a time we can do stuff for good, I always do my best to be part of that movement. Dekeka Sasia, thank you so much for joining us, spending some of your time with me here on this Black Friday. It does mean a lot. So, with that, Paul Peck says, well, Ike. We're just waiting for some people to let us know what they'd like us to take a look at. So, Kayla Tastic says, overall thumbnails, please. You got it. So, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these overall thumbnails. So, amazing mix. Any advice you can give me on my channel would be appreciated. So, 80s guy, the way we're doing it is if you donate money to Teamseas, we go ahead and take a look. Maybe you already have, and I just missed it. It doesn't seem like there's anything showing up. I will also check Teamseas in just a little bit. Some of them show up there. So just taking a look and seeing what we can do. So looking here, you wanted me to take a look. One thing I will say immediately I'm seeing Kalatastic is the brown stew fish here is getting cut off by this timestamp. So just a reminder to maybe raise the text, maybe have a little bit of separation here because it will be cut off. How to make brown fish stew, I do think that it is being cut off, and that's something we should keep in mind. Okay, I see that 80s guy said that they did donate. I will take a look at Teamseas. I'm just might be missing it here in the chat. The last donation I see is the anonymous. But I'll make sure to check on Teamseas just to make sure. With that, going to Kayla testing. Amazing mixed berry cheesecake. I do think that maybe trying all okay, well, this is a great example of making sure you have a color that stands out. Maybe trying something that doesn't blend in the background because I do think the amazing mixed berry cheesecake can get a little lost because of this amazing color. Similarly with fluffy pancake, just some things to think about. You can add a drop shadow, which can help this stand out. You can also add a stroke, which can You're not live. Am I blocked? I'd like a review and your thoughts on going live to promote my paid membership. We will cover this. That is something we will work on in the bit. So, all right, I got Chocolate Swiss Yoga Studio in the queue. So yeah, I just make sure if you're gonna add text, especially, just consider adding a stroke, consider adding a background. I think we've talked a little bit about this. Can also consider. I like how this is in all caps. I think this can help. You have amazing mixed berry cheesecake. I think this, you're focusing on this being a mixed berry cheesecake. I think the image really shows this well. I would maybe as well consider just some words that can help this pop. Amazing mixed berry cheesecake recipe at home, make it yourself. Just some things to think of there. If I look at your videos, I know that you have more videos than this, so I definitely recommend on your channel here putting some playlists. So I'd love to see this holiday desserts right after the uploads because I think that's super topical and relevant. The next thing I would like to see, oh, we have yummy chicken dinner. I love that. I'm getting really hungry on all of these amazing food channels. So this is something I really I need to be careful. I I need to put a block on food channels. They just make me hungry during these streams. Just kidding. A little bit. They do make me hungry. But I do think that when it comes in thumbnails, I think you do a great job just showcasing the food itself. But I think when it comes to those texts, there's ways you can elevate it. You could also maybe try not putting text, see if that works. I think that when you show off, such a good amount of high quality food, like every time I see it, you make me hungry, which is a good thing, especially like if you're a food channel. But when I'm thinking, right, when I'm thinking of YouTube and I'm thinking if I'm scrolling, I think that maybe you could try raising the image a little bit and then putting like what the recipe is up top or lowering it a little bit and putting the recipe up top, like in a little box. So it's clear for people to see like what this recipe is. Maybe it's something like this. Again, just some ideas and suggestions. So that's something that I would keep in mind when it comes to this. So with that, I'd say that you're doing a really solid job in like enticing. I think that they really do look good. I like this must try. I kind of like this quick, delicious shrimp recipe, but I think it kind of shrimp fried rice recipe. I think it kind of has the same problem where just experiment with adding like what's called a text stroke or a drop shadow can really help those stand out. Overall, though, the colors is amazing. Kaylatastic TV with new weekly videos, maybe with new weekly food videos or new weekly recipe videos or whatever you, because I see recipe here. So with new weekly recipe videos, helping you cook one meal at a time. So every time I look at your channel, you make me hungry. I hope you're happy. Thank you so much for the opportunity to take a look at your YouTube channel. It does mean a lot. Kaylatastic is fantastic. If that wasn't clear. So as I look here, I see from Chocolate Twist Yoga. Okay. So you're asking me about your thoughts of promoting your your live through your membership through live. Interesting. That's Midnight Madness. My bad. Chat's going quick, which is a good thing. You are not blocked. I would not block you. The Chocolate Twist Yoga. So I will say, one thing I'm noticing immediately as I look at your channel here is I love that you actually have taken some of the feedback to heart. You're much larger in this. You're still playing with the image very well. I love seeing that you're larger here. I like that there's a timer. I like seeing some of these changes. It's starting to really look good. Chocolate Twist Yoga, new classes weekly. Yoga is self-care to feel better in your body and mind. This looks excellent. I will say I don't know what become a founder means just looking here. So that's some feedback there. I think going live to promote isn't a bad strategy. I would also say that since you offer so much for free, what is the reason to go for the membership? Is it more personalized one-on-one? Like, this is just me thinking in general. Why should we go for this membership? And this is just for me to understand. If live you feel like that can explain a bit better on why you think we should, that's something to keep in mind. Kayla Tastic says, Andrew Can, I truly appreciate it. I will try. Thank you so much. And I hope to see some of those changes. I think I'd love to see more of your recipes get better. Not better, but just get better exposure. I think they're probably solid recipes, but I just want to see them be made by more people. Maybe something you do is if you make one of my recipes, share it with me here, or you have a place that could be great. Similarly to you, Chocolate Twist Yoga is, when it comes to your membership, I think that live isn't a bad way. Maybe some of the value is that you get more one-on-one time with me. You get custom tailored courses. Maybe that's something you're doing. But as I don't know, it's a little bit difficult to know what the value is there. So I keep that in mind. I think that, when it comes to yoga, there's so much value. So what is the value of your course? And maybe you already have this. Maybe you have some like testimonials as well. I think that goes a long way. Obviously, if someone's paying for your course, you ask for some testimonials. Maybe you feature some of what people are saying. You show some of the transformations of not only yourself, but other people. And I think that could definitely get interest in your course. Now, I'm taking my advice I give to Nick Nimmin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Dikika, but hopefully I am. You see, you say my name. I give you well, thank you. Thank you for your time. I like how you're like, I'm going to go. But then you've been here for a while. Really good call out for Mike. Come join the Discord if you haven't. Oops. You can go ahead and join the community Discord. A really fun community that we are building. From Magic Flying Potato, just donating to help Teamseas cause. Maybe just a basic overview of my channel. I'm going to start being on cam. Ooh, congratulations. Recently had a review and updated my thumbnails. That's awesome. First of all, excited to see you on camera. Excited for all these changes. We have a lot of good stuff coming. So I believe 80s Guy is next. So let me go ahead and see. Hopefully that the chocolate twist yoga that answers your question. I do think those are some things you could do to help, especially in that way. 80s Guy, my donation is probably not on under my YouTube name, but my first name is Robbie. Don't want to give my last. No worries. I'm going to check this right now. I completely understand. So let's go ahead. I do see a Robbie, so I'm gonna go ahead and add you to the queue right now, 80s guy, unless I'm missing anything from here. I see Ike has given $10 to the Ocean Conservancy. Thank you so much, Ike. I know you said no review, so we'll make sure to do that. Magic Flying Potato. So I think I have Charlie. I have 80s guy. So why don't we do Midnight Madness 4x4 now? And then I'm going to make sure to add 80s guy. So we have 80s guy added to the queue. And then we have Magic Flying Potato. It's good to see you, Kathy Fit. Good to see you so well. Thank you, Chocolate Twist Yoga. It was great to see you the other day. I love seeing the growth. I love seeing some of the changes implemented. I can't wait to see your channel do more. And then I see, thank you. I'm gonna check if I can see what Midnight Madness. I'm open to any suggestions you got. I'm gonna be in the off season in December, no races to record. So plan on doing some compilations here and there. May try some content on learning. I would definitely go into learning content, especially if you want to do learning content, one of the things you could easily do, especially for this, is like with Tough Trucks, you could do a Tough Trucks 2021. I see there's no sound, so hopefully that's fixed. GG Andrew's mic. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Sorry about that. I'm gonna feel bad. Don't feel bad. I hope LOL thought it was me that lost sound. Well, it's back now. You know, we had the most viewers in the stream. It would be the opportune time to go, wouldn't it? So what I said, and I hopefully you hear me now, is that I think compilations is so smart. I think doing it on 2021 would be huge. If you want to lean into learning content, because some of your most popular here, it looks like, at least in some of the views. I mean, this one, of course, has 1.8 million. I would say maybe you can talk about some of the mistakes and what we can learn from them, right? Like, what can we learn from some of these fails? That'd be a great learning opportunity. You can also talk about easy some of this stuff, in terms of compilations. I think you could easily do compilations of each location. You could do a top 10 of 2021, top 10 things. I meant learning to weld. So you're going away from so you're gonna add how I guess my question is, because I don't know the sport so well, how would welding add to the channel? And yes, Midnight Madness, I'd love to see a reaction to the crashes that went wrong, because you've explained they went wrong. You can link to the original crash video that you have that points people back to your own content, helping you get suggestion. And you can be like, here's what went wrong. If you're teaching people how to weld, maybe you can be, if it is in the line of, the 4x4 scene, maybe you teach people how welding can help. I'm still, welding would be to repair my tough. That is perfect. So then if you can even talk about how you would weld and say, hey, if you want to learn how to do this, here's how you can weld your truck to be better. I think it goes in that universe. Oh, that's smart. That's very smart. It's a really cool idea. Sorry, that's Super smart. I would make sure though, when you are like showcasing that to your audience, that you're like making sure it's in that realm of all the stuff on the channel. The only thing I'd be careful of is making sure it's clear to YouTube as well. Would hate for you to be like in the welding space and they think you're like traditional welding, like building bumper, tire carriers, building a new tough truck. That is perfect. I love that tough truck from scratch. I think that would be a great intro playlist too, especially during the off seasons. So I love that idea. Overall, I think, you're really learning and growing, and every time I take a look at your channel, it's so much better. So, I love that idea. I hopefully those some of the reactions give you ideas. With those reactions, you could point to playlists, you can point to other things you've done. I think there's so much there. So, yeah, I hope that helps you. I think welding, especially with that, like, building a truck from scratch, coming up from that, you've shown it off for years, now you're showing them how to build it. I love that idea. Absolutely love that idea. So, hopefully that gives you some stuff to think about. I think your channel, every time I see it, you're growing for a purpose. You know who your audience is. You're passionate about what you do. And those are all the signs we want to see. So, thank you so much for donating to Teamseas. You say it does. Thanks again. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much for the opportunity every time to take a look at your channel. And thank you for donating to help clean up the oceans with Teamseas. Gonna go ahead and take a look here. I have 80s guy next. We have Magic Flying Potato as well. And we also have some. I know that Ike said that they are not interested, but if you want to do anything to help out Ike, you want to do anything that will make Ike happy, and you join that Discord right there. Ike, is that good enough since you don't want to review? Is that more than fair enough for since you didn't want to review? So if you would like, you can join the Can Do creator community. That's Ike and I's Discord for the channel. With that, we have 80s guy next, and then Magic Flying Potato, and I think that is it for now. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at 80s guy. So 80s guy. Right here, I see New York Hudson River and Bridge View live stream. So I see that this is New York City based here on your banner. Is there anything that you want me to focus on specifically? 80s guy, just making sure. I do see someone asked why I left TubeBuddy. I did that for myself. I can only say I wish the TubeBuddy team all the best, and I still use their product. So I left TubeBuddy. That's that. Looking here, waiting for 80s guy. I am focusing on right now while I'm waiting for 80s guy to say a little bit more. I see that you're doing live streams. I think that's super cool. Seems like you have a good mix of like jazz and a little bit of the New York City slash Henry Hudson River. I would definitely post your schedule if I'm thinking of this, if I want to get like a live show, especially for this. Just any suggestions. Okay. So I would love to know what time, right? Because like trains and boats, they run on a schedule. And if I know that you're going live, maybe it's every day at the same time, that'd be really useful. I see that you're doing like 8+ hour streams, and maybe the idea is for people to chill with you. I'm curious to how they're performing. I would say that I'd be careful because unless the live thing is here, people might think they've already seen it, and a lot of times if people think they've already seen it, they skip it. So maybe when it comes to the streams, excuse me, maybe there are other angles you could find, or you can, I know this might just be the only angle, so it is true. So just some thoughts. Because like the thing is, if I'm scrolling, I may not know if this is new or live unless it's clear it's live with this. So I wouldn't want people not to watch it because they think they've already seen it. I see on the shorts that you're talking about sunsets on the Hudson River. I think this is really cool. This is really beautiful. It's a really cool idea, especially when it comes to the channel, because those shorts can lead back. One thing I would do, and check out the shorts here, is in the description or even in the pinned comment, because you are getting those comments, maybe link to a live stream. So if it's a past one or a current one, it could one way you can do it is you can take your YouTube channel name, put slash live, and that will easily put it to where your most recent live stream is there. So that way, anytime someone sees a short, right, and maybe they want to watch the Hudson from your unique viewpoint, immediately they can click and watch. And that's something you can do there. I would also consider maybe doing like a quick compilation for a channel trailer of the Hudson through the like seasons. I think that'd be super cool. It could be like 2 minutes of footage. You can talk about when you go live, you can talk about the mission behind the channel. I think that'd be a really unique perspective, especially because I love watching time lapses and things over time. So even if you have like time lapses of shorts, they might do well. So those are all some things to keep in mind and think about. And yeah, he is live now. That's super cool. 3 people are watching. So, yeah, I think that those are some quick suggestions I do here. Maybe in your about, thank you for visiting my channel. Happiness is when you think what you say and what you are in harmony. That's deep. Thanks, Gandhi. I started streaming on YouTube channel because every day I get to look at a beautiful view and I thought maybe other people would enjoy it too. I love that. I would love to see that on the banner. Maybe it's like I get or even in your channel trailer, it doesn't need to be on the banner. I think that is amazing. I think that is such a strong value props. I also say I enjoy uploading videos on Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday. So this right here would be valuable up here as well. If you are enjoying my live stream and upload, please consider subscribing. I think you have such a unique vantage point and you have a beautiful view of it. Go ahead and check out your live stream. Go ahead and drop you a like here. But this is a beautiful view. And one thing you could do, you have music, so that's really strong. I like it. I think this is a very peaceful image, and I would love to see like a time lapse version for some shorter content. I'd love to see a video of it through the seasons with like what you put on your about. I think that right there is so powerful to get people to immediately connect with what you're doing. I love the idea that you have this amazing view and you're sharing it, and that's why you care so much. And I think that in itself is so powerful. So with that, I think that's such a cool value. I think that a lot of people would enjoy it. I see you there, Saltiest Gaming. Thank you for joining us. But I think that's some really solid advice. Thank you so much. I would take all of your advice. So exactly for Midnight Madness, you mean a time lapse through the season? Yes, I think that'd be so cool, right? Like over that, he's speaking to the audience, saying, "Hey, if I had this amazing view and I wanted to share it with you. Whether you are looking for somewhere to watch and talk or just need a moment to relax, come to my channel." I think that right there is so powerful. And I think that it's such a unique vantage point. It's such a unique, strong, genuine value that I think people would really enjoy it. So I hope that, 80s guys, you said you're going to take all my advice. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for donating to Teamseas. Thank you so much for joining us here. Next, we have Magic Flying Potato. So with this, Magic Flying Potato, survival, gaming, tutorials, gameplays, live streams. So right here, on a raft alone, and I need your help. Hashtag Teamseas. Well, thank you for not only making content on your own channel, but donating here. Thank you. That means a lot. First, tutorials, gameplays, live streams. When I see that, the first thing I want to see, we've got tutorials. Okay, I'll give you that. We have past live streams. Why is this out of order? I'm just kidding. One thing to keep in mind though is when you have a banner like this, is there's a subconscious desire to see this repeated. And what I mean by that is that people will see tutorials, they'll expect the order on the channel. You don't always have to honor this in the exact order, but it's just something to keep in mind. I also think that maybe letting us know when you're gonna be doing all this, I do see survival gaming, and I love On a Raft Alone, and I Need Your Help, Teamseas. I think that fits beautifully to your theme. I think that you're doing an amazing thing, and obviously, let's go ahead and click on this. It fits. Gonna go ahead and drop you a like here. I love how you have your cam. I know that's something you said you're working on and getting better. You said you did get, I believe it was you who said that you got advice on your thumbnails and you're working on that. This grounded update seems to do really well. So that's really cool to see. I'm curious if maybe it got a little extra love because of the topic being very on point. It does seem grounded is something that does very well. So I would say, in terms of what I'm seeing here, there is a lot that we can just appreciate. Like, I think if you're going to be on camera, one thing I would keep in mind, since that's kind of something you mentioned, I believe, and if I'm wrong, if I'm thinking of someone else, I do apologize. There is Nick. This was a solid video. I love the green screen. One thing to keep in mind is, do you have a fill light or something that you could balance the light on your face? So you don't need it necessarily a fill light. If you look, and actually, I'll show this a little bit bigger. So it's a little bit more clear. That was me. One thing you can do is what's called a kicker light, right? And if you look here, you can see there is a light reflecting off. And if I cover here, there's actually a light off camera that's pointing here to add a little bit of depth. If you're going for green screen, it's maybe not as needed, but it definitely can help. You want something called a fill light. So if I turn, you can see the light over here is like illuminating my face. And there's still some depth to add, like three-dimensional, that with my background and all of that. So the idea is just to add a little bit more dimension. I do not have a light, also using a digital green screen, so it is not the best. Again, these are all things that you can do. If you have a window or you have even a, there are some pretty affordable lighting options out there through Godox, through Aperture. So there are a lot that you can do. I know that Aperture has some like really small lights that are like $45. So there's so much you can do in that way that I think that if you're just, even if you're just using like digital green screen, I think it looks good for what it is. Those are just some ideas and suggestions. I'm assuming you're running this maybe through like OBS or something like that. Love to see the Teamseas, you know, call out. Really cool. I would just say those are some things you can do. So if you would like, there are like a bunch of things I'd recommend that I use. Like, here's a great example. This one is not, it's an example of a tiny light that does a lot. I'm coming back, folks. So this is from Aperture. This one goes on sale a lot, and especially with Black Friday. For what it is, it's a super powerful light. I usually use this as like a hair light. This isn't even as bright as it gets. Like, it goes much brighter. Sorry for flashing the light there. But like, if I raise this, especially, like, you can go pretty bright with this light. And then this is 100%, and that's even brighter. So like, you can have a small little light like this, and it can really be powerful. So this is just something to keep in mind when it comes to like lighting and things like that. If you're looking for maybe a little bit more affordable lighting, there are little options like this which are so powerful. So hopefully that gives you something to just think about there, Magic Flying Potato. I love that you're going to be on camera more. I think that just adds another layer of personality and personal ability. I also think that with that, I'd love to see your profile picture, you holding a potato with wings. I don't know. I just think I think that really goes into the Magic Flying Potato aspect, and I hope that gives you, you know, that little bit of something a little bit more creative. I see from Zach XFF says, "Hey, bro, hello, how are you doing?" So, yeah, I think that's just some really cool ideas there when it comes to how you can do it. So you said you're using OBS to record and Prism Live Studio for live streams since it's run smoother for, I mean, that's fair. I understand that completely when it comes to internet kind of hold ups. So yeah, I think as long as you are happy with how it looks, that's really what matters. With that though, I'm gonna check, but I think that's everyone. Please let me know if I have missed anyone or if you've donated to the Teamseas side, but I believe that is everyone thus far. With that, the final total tally is we are up to $450 in this live stream. That is incredible. So I donated at the start of the stream to 250. We are at 450, meaning we've raised $200 together. So everyone who has donated, everyone who has watched and come in and out of this stream, thank you so much. Like from the bottom of my heart, it means the absolute world. Team Seas is an amazing initiative and organization from Mr. Beast and Mark Roper. It's exactly the kind of good I love seeing this community do. And so the name of this light, let me this one is a little more expensive, but let me just quickly pull this up for you. Aperture. They have a smaller version that's just as powerful. So this one is it's not the F7. I think they may have discontinued this one. But another very powerful one, which is the light behind me, is this Amaran one, which can be multiple colors. It is $79. It is on sale, but it is worth it. So this is the link. This is from my affiliate link, so if you don't want that, you can just look it up. It is this one is the ALMC RGB. So I'll copy both here for you. That is an affiliate link in full disclosure, but that's also the name with it if you just want to look it up for yourself. I do believe they discontinued this one, but I can also check their website really quick for you. But I use the little one behind me for the color. It also has just a very strong, like, natural, like, white light, so very recommended as well. There's also Godox that has some affordable lights too, so there is some options all around. Yeah, I can't seem to find. Yeah, it looks like they may have discontinued it. But yeah, it's a very powerful little light if you are not sure. Right now, this is a light I've used as well. This is from B&H. It's only $30, which is actually a really good deal from for aperture light there. So hopefully just some things you can look at to add to your kit. Yeah, they did this. At least I'm not seeing it. Nope. Okay, I found it. Good. So this is the Aperture AMRAM ALMW Mini, and I'll link this through B&H as well. So yeah, this is what it is. This one is right now 109, but I gave you some options there for a little bit more affordable lighting. Actually, one of the things that you guys can check tomorrow is is some of the stuff I'm actually putting out a lighting review. So that's going to be dropping tomorrow on the channel from working with Godox. They were kind enough to send me something for free. They have yet to see the review, but guys are getting a little bit of early knowledge of that. Speaking of early knowledge with that, I wanted to just say thank you all so much for watching the stream, helping us raise $450 for Teamseas. That is incredible. I couldn't be happier with everyone who came by. I was really excited to live stream today. We hit a new personal best of 23 people viewing. That is since I started keeping track. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. Remember, I'm Andrew Can. And if together we can help clean up the seas with my audience, then you can convince yours too. Thank you all so much. And I hope you have a great holiday if you celebrate. And even if you don't, have a great day.